Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. In today's pick a card reading, our topic is 1111, everything is aligning for you. Once you choose your card, you can find the timestamps in the description box below, which will take you to your reading. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is also linked below. Please remember that is the only way to book any of my services with me. If anyone ever reaches out to you, just know that is not me. All right, 1111, everything is aligning for you. Can we have a card for group number 1, please? Thank you. Can we have a card for group number 2, please? Thank you. And can we have a card for group number 3, please? All right. Thank you. Group number 1, you have Alligator with the Bumblebee Jasper. Group number 2, you have Starfish with the Sera. Group number 3, you have Peacock with the Sunstone. Please take your time choosing your card or cards, and I'll see you in your readings. Hello, group number 1. You have the Bumblebee Jasper, and your card is the Alligator. So the energy that I'm getting from this card is that you have been waiting for something and probably still waiting for something. And what Spirit is saying is that it's just about time for things to change for you. Okay, things are definitely aligning for you. First of all, you see the stars here, so I feel the stars are aligning for you. And then also look down here. So there's actually 2 alligators on this card. However, I feel like it's metaphorically the same alligator. So I feel this was you down here just waiting, right? Sitting in the water, just waiting for the right opportunity, waiting for things to come together, waiting for things to come into alignment. And intuitively, you can feel a change in the air, and you know that things are about to change, or maybe you don't know that yet, okay? But things are aligning for you, and so pretty soon you will start to feel that. And so there's movement. Do you see how the alligator's going from being almost completely underwater to coming up here and saying, oh, you know, what's out here? What's going on? So definitely there's a change in the air for you, okay? And it's just about time to take action. So this could be, for some of you, I'm seeing and feeling that you're going to accept an offer. Okay, there could even be 2 offers coming in for some of you. For others of you, I feel like you've been waiting for an answer for something. You've been waiting for something to come together that you've been working on, a plan, an idea, you know, whatever it is. Well, that's about to happen for you. Okay, so that's really good news. So yeah, and I do feel like you've been very dedicated, very focused, very just honed in on something that you want to see happen in your life. And I'm feeling like there's new opportunities, there's abundance coming in. So really, truly, especially, you know, with this card, just your very first card, I can already see the things are coming into alignment for you. And also you have the Bumblebee Jasper, so this is also a really positive sign of like activity, right? So yeah, just Spirit says just be patient and things will come together for you. What else can you tell us for group number 1, please? Everything is aligning for group number 1. Vast vistas expand your horizons. Yeah, see, this is very similar to what I was seeing with your alligator card, because I feel like this person was kind of in this box, right? Like you can see the top right here. So I feel like you're no longer being held in place. Any restrictions, any limitations, I feel that you're figuring those out or they're being lifted. And then look at here, there's a perfect pathway down here to the boat, okay? So this is like your new opportunity coming into you, and this is you kind of waking up from that slumber, from sitting still, just like the alligator down here was, and saying, oh my gosh, it's finally happening, right? And another thing that's catching my attention is the color of the leaves on the tree here. So this is making me think like a season is changing, and I feel that could be literal for some of you, you know, where the seasons are changing when you're watching this, but I feel it's also very telling that a chapter in your life is about to change, like you're about to turn over a new leaf, so to speak, where change is coming in, and it's inevitable, it is going to happen. It's just, you know, you can't rush the leaves changing, right? That happens at a very specific time. And I feel that that's kind of the same thing with you. This is happening at a almost predetermined time. I mean, maybe not literally predetermined, but, you know, it's kind of like it's going to happen when it's going to happen, and you will be rewarded for all the hard work that you have put into something. So, excuse me. So expand your horizon. Spirit is saying, prepare yourself, because something is coming across your path, just like this alligator is preparing. Okay, so we have surrendering to the journey and release control. Yeah, because exactly what I was saying here with the leaves changing, you can't rush the process, right? It's going to happen when it's going to happen. You can be fully prepared, and you can, you know, keep working on things. If you're manifesting, you could keep manifesting, you can keep visualizing. But, you know, what's so interesting about these cards is here you have the person coming out of the box, okay? And there's a boat right here, which is directly lined up with this pathway, right? Well, look at this card. This person's in a boat now, okay? So do you see what's happening? Things are lining up for you. There is progress, okay? So release, control, surrender to the journey. Just, if you can, I know this could be difficult depending on your situation, but try to let things unfold as they will. For some of you, try to just enjoy the journey. I mean, others of you, there's no enjoyment that will be had while you're waiting. But, you know, if some of you are working on something, Spirit says try to enjoy the progress that you're making. Even if they're really tiny, tiny steps, try to enjoy that. But just know in your heart that things are lining up for you, okay? And I feel that this is a slower moving process so far. We might see that it starts to speed up as we look at your other cards. But yeah, just try to have some patience, Spirit says. All right, what else can you tell us? Oh, okay. What else can you tell us for group number 1? Okay, this one too? Okay. So we have ritual. Okay, well, remember I was just saying, if you're manifesting, keep manifesting. If you are working towards something, keep working towards something, keep grinding, because it is going to pay off for you. And also, this is number 10. Okay, so what that tells me is that you are close to the end of a journey. Okay, you're turning over a new page. Some of you are closing this book of waiting and starting a whole new book, okay? So yeah, things are going to come together for you, absolutely. And I feel also with ritual, it's like, this is showing me, this is like confirmation for what I said before, that you've been doing everything that you could be doing, okay? And it's just a matter of the energies coming together. So all this effort that you put into whatever it is that you have going on, it wasn't a waste of time. It wasn't a waste of effort. It is going to pay off for you. See, trust, okay? Number 21, and trust. So first of all, let me talk about the 21, okay? So that does equal the World card in the tarot deck. And so that's like the end of a journey and the start of a new journey, closing one door, opening another door, okay? If you don't know, some of you already know that, but I just want to say for those of you who don't know. And then number 10 is the exact same thing, okay? So you have double confirmation here that something is coming to an end, which is, I feel, the waiting period. And what's coming into your life is the progress, first of all, everything coming into alignment, and finally movement, okay? Now, the other thing I wanted to say here is trust, okay? This card here, surrendering to the journey and release control, is basically a trust card, right? This is Spirit saying, trust your intuition, trust the universe, trust in the journey. Things are happening, okay? And pretty soon you're actually going to be able to see the things that are happening for you. See this eye here? So you will be able to see things coming together for you. It's just a matter of time. All right, what else do we have for you? Longevity, okay. So this is really interesting to me because with longevity, it feels like if you were to rush this process, you wouldn't have the longevity that you will have with doing things the right way, with allowing the proper things to line up for you, okay? So let's just say that you rushed the process. I'm going to scoot these down just a little bit so we have room for your tarot cards because we have one extra oracle card up here. Okay, so if you rushed the process, you could miss certain things. You could have missed this boat that was coming in for you, right? So if you rushed the process and you just went ahead and you skipped ahead and then this boat came in and you weren't there anymore, well then how would you get on the boat and go on the journey, right? Maybe you would have had to walk. And so instead of being on the boat, now you're walking and it's going to take much, much longer, even though you think it's going to speed things up. It would take much longer than it would if you just waited for that boat and then get on it here. Okay. So, you know, this is also talking about doing things the right way and, you know, doing things with integrity, things like that. And also things with integrity coming into your life and lining up to get you to the best place possible. So I feel like that could be what the delay was here. And, you know, that's going to be changing pretty soon for you. You even have a clock here. Let me see if I can see what it says. So it looks like it's at what, like 4:10, 4:12. No, I think it's like 4:10. So that could be a date. That could be April 10th. That could be November 4th. That could be a time. Maybe that number is specific or, you know, has some sort of specific meaning to some of you. So yeah, just keep that in mind also. What else can you tell us for group number 1, please? 11:11, everything is aligning for group number 1. Okay. You have the 8 of Pentacles. So this is showing once again that you've been working on something and it's taking a little while for it to evolve, right? It's taking a little while for things to come into alignment. But this is what I was saying. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep that focus, keep that dedication. Remember, I think I mentioned that in the very beginning. I feel that you're very focused, just like the alligator is. I feel like you're very dedicated to something. And some of you are, while you're waiting, some of you are trying different things, because if you see, all these have like different colors. So maybe in the meantime, try different things. See if one thing looks better. See if one thing sounds better, right? So that you're actively still in the energy, still pursuing things. And then I feel Spirit is telling me that if you're really, really having a hard time with the timing of things, that things are taking longer than you would have hoped for, keeping yourself busy, keeping yourself distracted. So even if you're not doing something that you're waiting for, right? Doing healthy things will keep you in like a physical and emotional, mental alignment for when things do come in for you, when things do start happening for you. So that when things do happen, you're not in kind of this funk or this fog. You're like, oh no, I am ready for this, okay? So that's what Spirit is saying here, but absolutely, again, what you have been doing is not a waste of time. Spirit really wants you to know that, okay? The 7 of Wands. Okay, so this is literally what I was just saying about keeping your mind busy, not dwelling on how long it's taking for things to happen. And I know that can be, the hardest part of a journey is waiting for things. And it's so frustrating. It's like, well, I've already been waiting for a long time. How much longer do I have to wait? But Spirit is saying that things are coming together for you. And to be prepared, because I just have this feeling that something is shifting for you fairly soon, and that you should be prepared, because if you're in a negative space, then it can catch you off guard, and then you may not have like this clarity. There's something about having like a focus and a clarity that if you're feeling very frustrated all the time, and that's just building and building and building, then you may not be fully prepared to jump headfirst into something because your energy is just a little bit off. Okay, so let's see what else we have for you. The Seven of Pentacles. I mean, you have all of these cards showing that you're doing the right thing, that you're nourishing something, that you are tending to something. And it's patience, 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 patience. I know that's probably the last thing you want to hear right now. I'm just the messenger, okay? But Spirit is saying that what you're doing is working. Look at these flowers coming up here. Okay, there's pentacles here. She's watering this plant here. Therefore, there are little buds coming up on this plant, right? So especially not especially, but if this has anything to do with something that you're trying to create, okay, I feel that you have been led down this path for a spirit of I can't talk, for a very specific reason. And, you didn't have these ideas just to have these ideas, okay? Some of you, something has been put on hold, especially with the box here. For some of you need to tend to something going on in your environment before you can expand on something, okay? Some of you may need to tend to, I'm picking up a health issue for some of you. Others of you may need to tend to something in your mind. I'm feeling it could be just the anxiety that I was talking about with the Seven of Wands. This could be something to do with family, okay? Something that just needs to kind of be wrapped up and taken care of so that that's not on your mind when everything aligns for you. And just because you may have something to take care of first does not mean that things aren't still going to align for you, right? What is meant for you will not pass you by, okay? The other thing I'm seeing with the Seven of Pentacles is that on the other side, okay, there may be things over here that you're waiting to come towards you that are being tended to, that are being perfected. And if you rush the process and then so let's just say, for example, that you're trying to get this perfect job, right, with this specific company. And so you apply now, which you could still do that, right? But just, for the sake of the example, let's just say that you apply now. And what's happening over here is that somebody hasn't quit yet, or somebody hasn't been fired, or whatever it is, right? The position that you want over here is still filled. And you're like, I don't care, I'm just going to send my resume anyway. And then you don't get a job because it's still filled. So then you're annoyed and you're like, okay, I don't want to work there anyway. Well, then all of a sudden the job opens up. So had you waited, then you would have had the opportunity to get that job. So I'm just feeling something like that, that something on the other side might not be ready for you yet, but it will be. Okay. The Knight of Cups. Look at this. This is a movement card. You are moving towards your dreams. And look at all of these beautiful flowers, and it's almost like orbs down here, okay? The energy is changing for you. You were once stuck in this box. You were once down here in the water waiting for something to appear, and now you're moving. It is still a slower movement, but there's movement in the air, okay? I mean, look at all these cards that you have. There's a very grounding energy to all of your cards so far. And where, there's things that are lining up for you. One by one, things are lining up for you. And pretty soon you're going to be able to, I just saw a green light. Okay. So I saw sitting at a light, like a traffic light, and you're just sitting there. And then all of a sudden it turns green and then you can move forward. Okay. And I think why I got that image is because, if you just want to get home or you just want to get somewhere, or maybe you're running late, and that red light, it feels like you've been sitting there for 10 minutes. It's that same kind of energy. And maybe you were sitting there for 10 minutes, right? So maybe the light was faulty, but the thing is, though, is that the light is going to change. You will be able to move forward and you will be able to get home and relax, right? So nothing is going to pass you by here. The Five of Cups, yeah. So I feel that some of you do feel like things have passed you by, or that you've had to let certain things go. There's something else going on with this card. With the storm here, can you give me a visual of what this is, please? And the trust card. Yeah, it's like some of you feel like an opportunity passed you by, or time has passed you by, or you're going to be stuck here forever. It's very, very interesting about this particular Five of Cups is that it looks like this person is kind of on an island or something, and there's water here, kind of like, oh no, I'm going to be stuck here forever. I missed the ship that was supposed to come into me, but remember, the ship is right here. So I kind of feel like this Five of Cups represents this person here on the Expand Your Horizons card, where they were once closed into this box. But what this person is not noticing are the two cups over here right behind her, right? And so I just heard something wasn't meant for you, but there's something else coming in, okay? Where you may have been protected from something that wasn't quite meant for you, or maybe it just wasn't quite ready yet, but something is coming in to replace this. So here you have 3 overturned cups, and I feel that there's more within these 2 cups than was in all 3 of these cups. So there's something better coming in, a better opportunity. Things are lining up much better. And that's exactly why you can't rush things. The King of Swords. Yeah, you will have clarity about this situation here when everything comes together for you. You will be like all of these problems that you're experiencing here with the Five of Cups, they're going to disappear. And I feel the King of Swords as a person for some of you, because I get both, depending on the energies in the reading. When I get to the kings that what sorry, I'm drawing a blank here. The kings, queens, the court cards. Okay, gosh, I was just like, I can't think of that word. Sometimes I do that when I'm in the middle of a reading, and so I apologize. Anyway, so with the court cards, sometimes I just get sometimes this represents you, sometimes this represents other people, and sometimes for me personally, this represents like energies of a situation. And I'm feeling for some of you, this is an actual person, which is going to give you that green light that I saw earlier. So this could be an offer coming in. This could be someone who brings you and someone or something else together in a situation, and then it just clicks and it works. Okay. But yeah, things are changing. The storm that you're going through in this Five of Cups, that's going to pass for you. And again, what's so interesting is, the King of Swords is longevity. The King of Swords can fix problems, can see through things, and is a great communicator, is a great thinker. So there's a lot of clarity here. So I'm picking up that for some of you, the wait is going to make sense. You're going to be like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. That wouldn't have happened if I moved forward down here, right? And look at these, there's 3 butterflies here. Okay, so huge transformation is coming in. And look at that, you have the 3 butterflies and then you have the 3 overturned cups here. So it seems to be very significant to me that these 2 cards are touching. The 3 of Swords, yeah. And look at this 3 of Swords, it's raining. And then with this 5 of Cups, the storm is coming in, right? Or maybe the storm already came in and knocked over these cups. So yeah, I feel this is how you feel. It's like, I can't wait any longer. What am I supposed to do? But the 3 of Swords is below the 8 of Pentacles. Some of you are supposed to look, I know I said something like this earlier, but it's coming up again. Some of you are supposed to literally expand your horizons by looking in different directions for what it is that you want to see happen. Some of you need to think outside of the box, okay, regarding something that you're working on, something that you're trying to perfect, something that you're trying to get noticed for, whatever your particular situation is, something that you're trying to see happen in your life, but it hasn't happened yet. Definitely some of you will need to let go of control a little bit and figure out or look at other people, places, things, situations, options, okay? Especially with expand your horizons and release control and trust, okay? Yeah, because there could be a slight element about what you're doing that needs to be changed just a little bit. Just like with this 8 of Pentacles, maybe, so let's say that this person is trying to sell these paintings and none of these have sold yet. So maybe you need to try a different color. Maybe you need to try a different background, right? And so obviously it's not going to be painting for a lot of you, right? Probably the majority of you. But you may need to look in a different direction. So if you're looking for a job, let's say, maybe you're only looking, like you want to be close to your house, but you're only looking to the south. And for some reason, you haven't looked to the north of you. Maybe you looked 5 miles to the south, but not 5 miles to the north. So, things like that. And, that's just an example to give you an idea of what I'm seeing in my mind. So here we have the Judgment card. This is literally a continuation of what I just said with this 3 of Swords. And so by looking in a different direction, the 3 of Swords, this is something else I was going to say about the 3 of Swords, is that some of you may feel like, oh no, if I do that, I'm giving up on my dream, or I'm giving up control, or, something like that can be very, very scary, where it feels like you're like your whole dream is going to come crumbling down. But Spirit is saying, no, that's not what it is. Okay. You can still have what you want. It might, for some of you, it might look slightly different, but you're still going to get what you want. And then with the Judgment card, it's really, really interesting. So a couple things going on here. This person is standing below the water. Okay. So it's kind of like, first of all, cleansing the anxiety and the fear away, okay? Then I feel also after that, it's kind of that releasing control, okay? So kind of washing the day off of you, going to sleep, waking up the next day with a fresh set of eyes, right? Fresh energy. And with Judgment, it's like not being afraid to look at things differently, not being afraid to hear what the universe is trying to tell you. Okay, so first of all, the universe is saying, trust that things are coming into alignment for you. And then also to stay focused, but also that you might want to look at what other options are to get what you want. Because with this Judgment card, I feel that there's some energy that's building and building and building. And with that happening, Spirit is also saying that things are going to be changing for you soon. So another thing, Spirit doesn't want you to give up. Okay. And another thing with this alligator card that also confirms what I was saying for some of you about looking in a different direction or accepting something that's slightly different, but in the beginning it might not look like it's going to get you to where you want to go, but it actually is this alligator down here. Maybe this alligator said, well, I'm not finding what I want down here, so I'm going to go up here and see if I can find what I want, especially with the moon card here. So especially if you have something within your intuition telling you something, okay? Don't be afraid to listen to that. Especially with the lantern here, it makes me think of the Hermit card and kind of going within and finding the answers. The Seven of Cups, yeah. So so the first thing I'm getting here, okay, I'm getting a lot from this card. Don't go into a spiral in your mind, making up scenarios about why something hasn't worked out yet, okay? Another thing I'm seeing here is that things are going to transform for you, and you will have multiple options, multiple different avenues. Like, I think I saw that somewhere. Didn't I see that somewhere? I thought I did. I don't know what card it was. Maybe I didn't say it out loud. And also, I'm picking up that there could be some sort of creative twist or turn to your situation that kind of takes you in a weird direction, but then it leads you to this rainbow right here, okay? And I'm also feeling with the skull here, something that was lost in the Five of Cups is not what you were looking for, okay? There was something horribly flawed about it, and it would not have lasted as long as you would prefer. Okay, because it's like you would have gotten into that situation and you would have just gotten comfortable, and then it's like the rug would have been swept out from under you and you would have been like, oh my gosh, what just happened? So if you went through a detour, it happened for a reason. It happened to save you from a huge, huge headache. Okay, so now we have the Queen of Swords. Someone's going to listen to you soon, which could be the universe, right? It could be the universe granting a wish that you have. But there's something here about gracefully making the transition from being stuck to stepping into exactly what you've been waiting for. And so I am seeing a mix of intuition here mixed in with your intellect, or mixed in with staying grounded, right? So intuition, being grounded and listening to the universe, trusting in the universe, but also knowing for sure that these problems are going to pass you. You have the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. So these two are very good at figuring things out, working through problems, having a great resolve and getting through things. And now we have the Queen of Cups. Look at you being so powerful and successful. I mean, this is amazing. The Queen of Swords, the Queen of Cups, the King of Swords. And also, you know, the Knight of Cups right here also. What I'm seeing with this Queen of Cups is that you will be sitting somewhere, looking out into your environment and saying, this is exactly what I've been hoping for. That's what I'm getting with the Queen of Cups. Definitely listen to your intuition. And you see the two seahorses? So there's two seahorses on her chair, on her throne. This is what I was saying to you earlier, how this is you here, and this is the situation. These two things are coming together. And they could be coming together quite magically, because you see this little swirl of energy here and up here. There's something about the way things come into alignment for you, which could be a little unexpected, especially with your Seven of Wands card. It could be unexpected in the way it happens. It could be unexpected with the timing. It could be unexpected with how a situation here with the Five of Cups, where you thought maybe everything was over, how this could be a blessing in disguise. This could have a silver lining that leads to the Queen of Cups here. All right. Yep, the Five of Wands. So this is showing me, especially this Five of Wands being in this bundle of court cards right here. Actually, so if we look at these 6 cards right here, this Five of Wands coming out here, this particular Five of Wands coming out here is very, very interesting, okay? Because you have the court cards right here, okay? This one, this one, this one, and this one. So Knight of Cups, King of Swords, Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Cups. And then you have this one here, the Five of Cups, which when you really break down the Five of Cups, ultimately this is saying that what you're worried about, you don't need to be worried about it, okay? It's something that was very, very minuscule, even though it feels like it's a huge, 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 huge problem. With the laws of the universe in your situation, this was just like a little pebble in the road, okay? And you are definitely working through this chaos with this particular Five of Wands, okay? A lot of the Five of Wands, especially, you know, like the more traditional decks, there's chaos going on, things aren't working, and I feel that is this Five of Cups energy, okay? But here, everything is coming into alignment. There's freedom. Look at this person here. She's like, oh, I'm free. Same thing with this person. You're breaking out of that box, okay? And also things could be coming together at the last minute for you. Like right when you're like, okay, that's it. I can't do this anymore. I can't wait any longer. That's when that surprise comes in and things come together for you. So any problems that you have right now, they're going to be solved. Any time delays, those are going to be solved. And just Spirit says, hang in there. Everything is coming into alignment for you. So I truly wish you so much luck with this. I wish you so much success. If you enjoyed this reading, please like and subscribe. And if you ever want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked below. Thank you so much for watching. Hello, group number 2. You have the Sera and you have the Starfish. Okay, so this is an interesting card to get in this particular reading. Everything is aligning for you because, you know, the Starfish can regrow one of the points on the star. Okay, so to me, that is telling me that there's renewal, there's regeneration. You're like rising up from problems. There's transformation, celebration for sure. Things are coming together for you. Okay, definitely change. Good luck. I'm feeling there's fortune coming in, definitely abundance. And I'm also getting strength, resilience, harmony, balance, things like that. Okay, so all of these words, it's kind of like all of that is the energy that I'm feeling regarding your situation. So it feels like for some of you, you could have a unique situation or there could be a unique solution to a unique solution to your situation, or the way that things come into alignment for you could be unique. Okay. But also you have the Starfish here. So to me, this is also kind of representing this dream that you have. And Spirit is saying, don't give up on your dreams. Everything's going to come together. Even if it looks kind of bleak right now, things are still going to be changing for you. And I feel like, I really feel like something, like it looked like something was falling apart. But if that happens for you, or if that did happen for you, that doesn't mean that's the end all be all. Okay, things can still shift and change and fall into alignment for you. What else can you, okay. What else do you want to say to group number 2, please? Okay. Your cards are like very strong. Like I feel like the universe has a very sturdy, strong message for you today. So let's see what we have. This makes sense. Wandering path, enjoy the journey. I feel some of you feel like you got off the path. Some of you feel like your path was blocked. Because look at this big tree stump here. Maybe that just, metaphorically speaking, came out of the air, fell down, and you're like, oh my gosh, but I was going to walk directly that way. And if you look at this card, see, you could have some tricky energy here, but here's a map and here's a compass. So maybe you just needed to, if your path was blocked, if, you know, you were going along and all of a sudden you were stuck, maybe the universe is redirecting you for a very specific reason, okay? So no matter what happened in your case, if you got off track, Spirit says, look, it's not too late. You can get back on track. A lot of people get off track, you know, it's okay. You can just get back on track, you know? You're not going to miss something, okay? Especially with the regeneration with the starfish. If you got off track, that doesn't mean you can't come back and get back on track, okay? And if something fell in your path that put things on pause, same thing. Regeneration over here. So just take a deep breath and know that, look, you still have the map here, okay? So you're still gonna move forward. Things are coming into alignment for you, especially because you still have the pathway here, okay? Maybe you need to go over here. Maybe you need to go around this tree right here, but you will see movement. Okay. Oh, interesting. So this is very interesting. Well, first of all, this was in group number 1, I think in the exact position, but these 2 cards, okay, wandering path, enjoy the journey, release control, surrendering to the journey. Enjoy the journey, surrender to the journey, surrendering to the journey. Very interesting. Because I feel that something happened that was outside of your control. And like, especially if it already happened, there is nothing that you can do to go back in time and change things. So Spirit is saying what you can do, okay, is maybe you need to develop a new plan, okay? Maybe you need to come back to the table. If you're the one that took things off course, maybe you needed to go take care of something, or maybe something kind of fell apart in your life and you needed to deal with that first, okay? That doesn't mean that you can't get back out there and start this journey again, okay? Maybe you were being guided off course, or what you thought was off course, but Spirit was saying, no, don't go this way. You want to go this way because this is much better over here, right? It will depend on your personal situation, but the thing to take away from this is that you can still have what you want. Things are still coming into alignment for you. What else can you tell us for group number 2, please? Okay, and this one, okay. So you have number 38 in hope. See, something is telling, oops, see my voice? If you haven't experienced my voice cutting out like that before, that usually happens when something needs to be released. And I feel that what needs to be released with you is this feeling that things are done, that you cannot pick up this journey again, okay? So you have hope here. And what I was trying to say when my voice cut out is that, you know, there's something about the starfish. I keep seeing one of the points of the starfish being gone, but here it's back. And so I keep seeing like your situation may seem hopeless, but it's not, especially with the hope card here, okay? I feel that there's going to be something, either an offering or something that you're going to see that you didn't see before regarding things coming into alignment for you. It could even be someone extending an olive branch for some of you. But yeah, don't give up hope. Okay, do you see how tall this flower is, how strong this flower is? So there is hope for your situation. There is hope for regeneration. And I just heard tomorrow is a new day. So some of you, tomorrow when you wake up, start this process. Oh, you know, whatever it is that you're hoping to come into alignment, just take a deep breath tomorrow and say, okay, this is a new day. Things are coming into alignment for me. And then we have number 10 and ritual. Okay, so this is really interesting because these two cards were both in group number 1. So if you want to watch that, please do, because there could be a message in there that you need to hear, okay? But with number 10 here, this is showing me that you're at the end of some cycle, okay? And with ritual, in your particular reading with ritual, I'm seeing a cycle being repeated, okay? And I'm feeling that that cycle is coming to an end for you, and there's this new beginning that's waiting for you where it won't be so difficult, especially with the incense here. I feel like you're saging energy and then you're lighting the incense to kind of, first get rid of the negative energy and then bring in the positive energy with the incense here. So I feel that something that was blocking your path, some kind of what may have felt like brain fog, or even just fog in the environment, something's being cleared up where you're going to be able to see very, very clearly what you need to do to go forward. Because I'm seeing like this corn where the outside was covering the actual cob, right? The corn here. And so now things are being opened up for you so that you can see what's going on kind of behind the scenes, so that you'll be able to see things coming into alignment for you. So yeah, don't give up hope. What else can you tell us for group number 2, please? Everything is aligning for group number 2. What can you tell us about that, please? Okay. Yep. So you have the Justice card. This literally means that everything is coming into alignment for you. Oh, and hold on a sec. Let me set these down. So the thing that's really catching my attention, remember how I was talking about the corn here and how the greenery on the corn is now parted so that you can see the corn in the middle? Same thing going on here with the curtain here. I feel like previously you were unable to see something because this curtain was down, okay? But now the curtain's up so that you can see what's going on clearly. And also with the Justice card, this is a very, very positive card of things moving favorably in your direction, okay? Things coming into balance, things coming into alignment. I mean, especially with what our topic is today, this is a visual showing you that everything is coming into alignment for you. And for some of you, because you see how the Justice here has the sword. And then remember I said I keep seeing one of the limbs on the starfish is not there. Like in my mind, I'm seeing that. And then here it's been regenerated. So this is showing me that something may have been needed to be cut out of your life. And it's being replaced by something that you will enjoy, that will be beneficial to you and your situation. The Death card, yeah. Because what I just said, right? Something needed to be cut out of your life to bring in something new. And so this is showing that anything that was lost will be replaced by something that's much better, something that was meant for you. And so with this Death card, I really feel like there was something that was holding you back, something that if you didn't release this thing, the universe would have released it for you. So either one of those things could have happened for you, where you released it from your life, and then maybe it had unintended consequences where maybe you didn't feel like it would bother you so much, but it did. And so then you were feeling like, okay, I don't know if I can go on anymore. Or something was taken from you, like let's say that you all of a sudden lost your job or something like that. Well, that could have happened to get you on the right track, to get you on this journey here, pursuing something different, right? Maybe you were trying to accomplish something in this job. Maybe you wanted to, let's just say, for instance, that you wanted to become a director within that company. And you were working so hard, kind of like I'm feeling that with the ritual card, like doing the same thing every day, right? Every day doing the same thing, showing up for work, doing your job. And then they give a promotion to someone else who wasn't putting in half the effort that you were. And then, so a situation like that, right, could have happened. And then maybe then all of a sudden, then now the company's downsizing and you're one of the people who got let go. However, if your goal was to become director, you may have been let go and gone through that whole situation to get to this point here, okay? And even this card here, like where a roadblock was put on your path, but then surrendering to the journey where you kind of do some soul searching. And then let's say from there, you're like, well, you know what? What if I'm the director of my own company? But you never would have come to that conclusion if you were in that company and maybe you got the director position, but you still weren't being compensated correctly. You still weren't being acknowledged the way you should be acknowledged, right? So of course, this is just an example, but hopefully you can kind of plug your situation in there and say, okay, yeah, I can see how that relates to my situation, especially with this death card, because look, there's a narrow passageway here and here, right? And then there's ways you can get through here, you know, in this water, but it looks like it could be a tricky situation. So things may look different on the surface than what's really going on underneath. However, things are coming into alignment for you. This is death and rebirth, okay? So there's a new beginning. There's new hope, okay, coming in for you. See? So this is the Star card. Do you see how this fits into the example that I just gave about where you're like, oh, well, maybe I should become my own director. Maybe I should start my own company. Or maybe, you know, as you're looking for a new job, you come upon this company that is amazing and they value their employees. And you're like, oh my gosh, then you realize, you know what, I really wasn't happy over there. And then you say, oh my gosh, if I didn't get let go, I never would have found this company. Okay, so through something happening where it feels like things weren't going to come together for you, you actually end up in a better place where everything that you wanted is coming true. This is the Star card. This is literally a dream come true. And look at all of these really sturdy, tall trees here. So a couple things with that. For some reason in your situation, it feels like you had to kind of cut away the excess to get to where you want to be. And another thing I'm feeling with this card, it's dark here, right? And so imagine trying to walk through a dense forest in the dark, okay? Same thing with these pathways on the death card. It seems like you're taking some twists and turns and it's just like, why does it have to be so difficult? But you are going to land exactly where you want to be. Yeah, see, here you have the Ace of Swords. So you have a new beginning, but this is kind of the energy I was saying earlier, where you're seeing how things are coming together. And you're also seeing, oh my gosh, if that thing didn't happen over here, I wouldn't have gone from the Death card to the Star card, okay? So you're going to be looking at things differently. You're going to have clarity on the situation. And if you're kind of lost, like, well, I don't know how to get to where I'm going, come back to this card. See, there's a map here. So maybe you need to look at things a little bit differently. Maybe you need to talk to different people, you know, whatever your situation is, but things are coming together. You will have this new idea. You will have this new beginning and you will be moving forward. Especially look at how she's holding her dress. So it looks like, because you see she has on a long dress, but she's holding the side. So it almost feels, or to me, like she's lifting her dress just a little bit so that she can walk forward, right? So yeah, you're about to move forward. There's about to be this alignment. You're about to see that. The High Priestess, yes. So, okay, first of all, do you see how these flowers are coming off her dress? So what that is telling me is that you're being divinely guided, even if you don't know it, okay? There's a bunch of butterflies right here. And with the High Priestess, there's something that you're not seeing in this situation. So I feel that you are being divinely guided, especially where you have wandering path and release control. You are being divinely guided. And not just that, but look at, this is the forest that I was just talking about with the Star card, where it's like, wait a minute, this, I feel a little bit uncomfortable. I don't know why I'm going through this journey. I don't know why it's so difficult. Why couldn't I have just gotten that promotion here? Well, because there was a better company waiting for you. Okay, literal or metaphorical, depending on your situation. And so this going through this detour could be scary, but you are landing in a place which is going to provide for you exactly what you've been looking for. Yeah, I just feel like there's been some sort of detour or something. And I feel like there's something else with this card, but let's keep going and then it will most likely come to me. Yeah, so here you have the Ten of Wands. I feel like you're tired. I feel like some of you want to give up. Some of you are feeling like, you know, this is just ridiculous. Just like, can I just get to where I want to be already? But you're going to be rewarded for the hard work. And what I'm seeing now with this corn, you know, if you've ever pulled off the green part, why am I not remembering the name of the green part? Anyway, it doesn't matter. But when you pull that down, I'm seeing like it being more difficult than usual to pull the green part down from the corn. But what is waiting you inside is this is sweet corn, okay? So going through this difficult journey right here, Spirit is showing me with the sweet corn that it's going to be worth it. And not just that, but this is the Ten of Wands and this is number 10 here. So what that is showing me is that the difficulty that you're going through here, waiting for things to come into alignment, that is coming to an end for you, and you will be rewarded for not giving up. But you're also going to be rewarded by getting exactly what you wanted. It just might, for some of you, it's going to look a little bit different than this original vision that you had. But that's okay, Spirit says, because you're still getting what you want. Okay. And for a lot of you, it's going to be even better than what you had expected. The Emperor. Yeah. So do you see how we're going from this difficulty to the Emperor coming out saying, hey, I'm ready. I'm here. I'm prepared. Let's go. And also the tent here. Remember how I was talking about how the green on the corn was covering the corn, and then here with the Justice card, this curtain here was covering something. We have the same thing going on here. And so I feel like you may have been unable to see what was going on. You may have been unable to cut certain things out of your life, or it may have taken you longer to figure out how everything was going to come together for you. But like I said, those curtains are parted and it's like, okay, here I am. And I love, love, love that this Emperor card is after the 10 of Wands, because a new cycle is upon you. And this is when everything comes into alignment. Okay, look at the fire here. So you're literally on fire with how far you're going to go with this particular situation. It's like I feel that there's a lot of passion. There's a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like dedication and all of that. But once you get the go ahead, once you are able to open that curtain and go out, it's like you're on fire. You have this passion where I feel like the world is taking note of what you're doing and who you are and how you didn't give up on this journey, and you were able to, you know, go through this process of transformation and come out on the other side. So I feel you might also be an inspiration to other people who may be going through a similar situation as you. And I feel also that you've been through a struggle, but I'm feeling like you haven't become hardened, in the sense where you still have, like, you're still true to who you are, okay, even though you went through the struggle. the Two of Cups. So here, everything is coming together for you. And you know, what's interesting here is you have this, like arch, whatever you want to call it here. And the first thing that I saw here in my mind is that there's no curtain here. Okay, like you have in the Justice card, the Corn card, and the Emperor card. So what I'm feeling is that once this tide turns, once you get to the other side of this difficulty, it's gone, right? The difficulty, the wondering what's going on, the lack of clarity, that all goes away. And what you have is this perfect alignment with you and what you've been manifesting, what you've been hoping for. And another thing that's really interesting, look at this row of cards right here. So we start out with release control, then we have the Death card, and then you have the Two of Cups, okay? So this is showing me that by releasing control and letting things fall away and then fall into place as they will with the Death card, that brings you into perfect alignment with the Two of Cups. So people, places, things, situations, they're all coming together. There's a lot of grounding that I'm feeling with this energy. And it's like the energy is very synergistic, but it's also very, like, things are very much aligned energetically. Therefore, there's longevity to this situation. The Ace of Pentacles. I really feel like there could be a new opportunity coming in for you. It could be a new job opportunity. You know, the thing that's standing out to me so much, let me pull this card out. Remember with the Star card, I was talking about how it's dark here and you're going on this journey. Same thing with the High Priestess here. And being in the woods, especially if it's a very thick forest, right? How that can be difficult to navigate. Another thing I'm noticing on the Star card is look at how the leaves are changing color. There's a little bit of green here, but there's yellow. So again, a tide is changing, right? The seasons are changing for you. It's going to get easier for you because you're coming out of the Ten of Wands. Now, look at this with the Ace of Pentacles. So you went through this difficult time here, but where did it lead you? Directly to the Star. And then here, look at, there's just a few trees here. Okay, so you've come out of this darkness, which I feel came from the Death card, right? Something maybe unexpected happened, something where you thought things were falling apart, but they were actually coming together for you. So then here we have the Ace of Pentacles, which is like this new opportunity for you. And you have that clarity that I was talking about with the Ace of Swords, where it's like, everything makes sense. I am now on the other side of this darkness, and things have fallen into place for me. Now I have this new opportunity. Now my finances are back in alignment. You know, everything starts to come together for you. And the High Priestess, right? So she is in the woods, but you can see all this light around her. Very similar to this Release Control card, how you have the moon up here, but there's also the lantern here. Okay, so you are going to be receiving guidance if you haven't already. The Three of Swords. Okay, so I feel like this was necessary to get you to where you are going, because this to me is connected to the Death card here. Okay, and especially because it's the Three of Swords, and then here you have the 10 and then 3, right, equaling 13 for the Death card. So I'm seeing like these cards are directly linked together. And the same thing with the starfish. So if you see a starfish and you don't know that they can regenerate their limbs, you might be really upset, just like the Three of Swords. And you may think, oh no, you know, the starfish is not going to make it, the same way where, oh no, my dream is not going to make it because something changed. Something looks different now. But Spirit is saying, no, 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 that's not the case. Whatever was lost will be replaced. You may need to pull out that map again and draw up a new plan or see which other direction you can go, right? You may need to be very, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of like reinventing the wheel, right? Seeing like what will work, what won't work. But yeah, I'm feeling like this Three of Swords is temporary, especially because it's below the Ace of Swords. So you can, feel all of this here, but when you pick yourself back up, Spirit says clarity will come in. You will see a way forward. The Ten of Swords. Yeah, something happened to make you feel like this is the end. Like, I can't go on from here. Nothing is going to change. But there's something mysterious going on that you can't see about this ending with the Ten of Swords and the Three of Swords, because the Ten of Swords is right below the High Priestess. Okay? And also the Corn card. So these two cards I was talking about, there's something that you can't see within the situation. Now, the good thing to know here, the good news with these two cards, the Three of Swords and the Ten of Swords, is that whatever this was that caused all of this pain and discomfort, that is done, okay? It's like you did that, you went through that, and now it's on its way, okay? It's connected to the Death card. In this particular Death card, Death is on a boat moving away, okay? Taking the things with them, okay? So that's really what's going on in your situation, where there's renewal. Especially, look at this Ten of Swords. Okay, the sun's coming up, the water is there. So there's cleansing and everything will make sense for you. Yeah, see? So here is the Eight of Pentacles. For some of you, this could have something to do with work. And for others of you, you're rebuilding something. And I feel like you had to kind of re-envision the way you were going about things or how you were going to do things. But do you see here how we've kind of jumped from the Three of Swords and the Ten of Swords all the way to the Eight of Pentacles? Okay, so the Ace of Pentacles here, Three of Swords, Ten of Swords, but then we jump to the Eight of Pentacles. So this is showing me that things just needed to be reevaluated or switched around a little bit. And it seems like instead of wasting time, you're actually saving time, because I feel like if you would have gone any further with a situation that came to an end, it could have caused like a roadblock or something, like bigger than this here. This is just like a slowdown, a pause, but it could have actually like done something to your situation where you were truly unable to move forward. Okay, but there's a better way of doing things. There's a better way of things coming into alignment for you. So this difficult time that you've had here, there's something that's shifting for you. So for some of you, you're getting recognition for something that you've been working on. Some of you are, like, let's say if you're an artist or something like that, some of you are showing your work to a different community, to different people. Some of you are looking for a job in a different area, maybe in a different way. Maybe you're changing your resume a little bit, changing the wording a little bit. Some of you maybe were trying to move somewhere and then you were blocked. You thought, oh no, this is it. I'm going to be stuck here forever. No, no, no. You have new beginnings. You have the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, okay? So things are going to be shifting for you and coming into perfect alignment, because the Two of Cups is perfect alignment. And the Star card, this is exactly what you want. And it is happening, but it's happening after the Death card. So after something kind of falls away, then things are regenerated with the Starfish. So don't give up hope. All right. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it helped you. If you did like this, please like and subscribe. And if you ever want to book a personal reading, you can do that on my website, which is linked below. Thank you so much for watching. Hello, group number 3. You have the Sunstone. and your card is the Peacock. So the energy that I'm getting from this card is that what you've been waiting for, what you've been working so hard to achieve, it's about to unfold for you. And not just that, but you're going to love, love, love the way that it unfolds, the way that it looks, the way that you can just sit back and say, wow, I did that. You know, I made that happen. I worked hard. I had a goal. I had a direction. I had a vision, all of these things, and I made it happen. So I feel like there's some kind of celebration that's coming up for you pretty soon, okay? And Spirit says just have confidence that things are taking shape and that you will accomplish everything. So I'm also feeling there's a lot of luck that's coming in for you. So for some of you, you could be, it could be a situation where you're in the right place at the right time. You're talking to the right person at the right time. Someone may see you, a product that you have, an idea that you have, something that you've been working on, your resume, right? Whatever it is, it could be anything. Where you're there, someone is there at the same time, at the right time. And you really kind of like shock and awe someone or something like in the right way, where something or someone is very interested in who you are and what you've done, what you've accomplished, things like that, okay? So yeah, and I feel that it's also like, you know, your attention to detail, your attention to your intuition, kind of. So I feel like it's a blend of everything, like attention to detail, paying attention to your intuition, but also having this intellect or a skill or something like that, right? So everything is kind of blending together for this perfect positive storm of things to come into alignment for you. What else can you tell us for group number 3, please? Everything is aligning for group number 3. Narrow pathway, tread thoughtfully. Well, I think you have tread thoughtfully. See, that's interesting. So you see the bridge up here. So I feel that you have done that. I feel that you have cautiously moved towards your goal, okay? I feel like you've taken every single step every step that you've taken has been a very thorough step. You've thought through everything. And I feel that you are also very, very careful with how you put things together, okay? Because you can see here, so it's just like, you know, if you've ever been on a bridge like this where you have to walk on the planks and then there's spaces in between, so you have to be very, very careful. But I feel that you did do that. I feel some of you took a chance on something, maybe took something that was a huge risk. Some of you may have taken some sort of leap of faith, and I feel that it's going to pay off for you quite well, quite well. I'm picking up that you have a lot of finances coming in. Yeah, so I'm sure we'll look at that later with your tarot cards, but I'm picking up that financially something is going to pay off for you, like very, very well. Oh my gosh, you have crossing bridges, and there's a bridge right here. Oh my gosh. It's time for healing, connecting, mending, and releasing. So have you been wondering if this hard work is going to pay off? Or have you lost certain things in the process of accomplishing your goal? Have you been stressing out about something? Have you been stressing about money? Because you're getting to the other side of this journey. Because I feel like you put in so much time, so much energy, so much effort. Some of you may have sacrificed a lot. Some of you may have sacrificed time with your friends, time with your family. You know, it could be you sacrificed having a romantic relationship if that's what you want in your future, all to accomplish this over here, okay? So I feel also what this card is saying is that all of that hard work is about to pay off for you. Your dedication is going to pay off for you, okay? So yeah, there's definitely something about you crossing a bridge, getting to the other side. And I feel it's like you put in so much time, so much effort, so much energy, and sacrificed so many things. And I feel it's been a long, long journey, a really long journey, but Spirit is saying that things are about to get a bit easier for you. All right, what else can you tell us for group number 3? Okay, how many do we have here? 3? Okay. Why is number 3 standing out? Does number 3 mean something to you? 3 cards. Obviously you have 3 cards here, but it's not that you have 3 here and 3 here. Something about the number 3. Okay. Oh my gosh. So you have number 44 and victory. Look at that. Okay. Now, you have victory and then you have the peacock. So there is something very exciting coming in for you. You're getting the upper hand on something. And when I say that, what I mean is that I feel like it's been a grind up until this point, and your hard work is about to pay off. Absolutely, with this victory card. Something's coming together. I mean, obviously something's coming into alignment, but there's something about finances. Some of you are going to get a lump sum of money, and then others of you could have more revenue coming in from a job or a business. Something like that is happening. So we have protection. Well, so it's number 9 in protection. So what this is telling me is when we go back to this narrow pathway here with this crazy bridge up here where it, feels like your foot could slip and then, you could partially fall through the bridge here, but not 100% fall through the bridge, right? Because you're protected. So, you're going from this bridge to this bridge, which looks much easier to navigate, much easier to cross, right? So I'm feeling like this could be metaphorical here, where this looks really, really scary, and this is what you thought you were crossing, but this is really what you were crossing because Spirit was there protecting you on this journey, okay? So just remember this going forward, because, this is a general reading. So people watching this, you're going to be on different paths in your journey. So if some of you are just starting this journey, just know that you're protected as you go forward, and you're going to come out very, very, very well. Like you're making the right decision to pursue something that you want to pursue. Stimulation, number 18. Okay, so this is interesting because I feel like there's something going on here regarding like your intuition, stimulating thoughts in your mind. With this feather here, I feel like you've been getting signs about moving forward on this pathway. And it feels like there's something it feels like this is something you have a lot of passion for. And with stimulation, Spirit is saying, yes, pursue this passion. Think about this passion, right? Think about what you can accomplish with this. Really tap into your intuition. Allow your intuition and the guidance from the universe to help you, kind of navigate through this. Because I feel like it hasn't been an easy journey, or it won't be an easy journey for you, but you're also very protected as you go forward. Okay. And I'm also feeling with stimulation, there's something about you following your passion. There's something about the star here and the star here in the victory card, where it's like whatever you have passion for, follow that, because it's going to lead you to great success. What else can you tell us for group number 3, please? Everything is aligning for group number 3. What can you tell us about that? Thank you. Okay. What else can you tell us, please? The Chariot card. Interesting that you have all this activity that's going on right here. So the Chariot card. So remember I said it's kind of like listen to that divine guidance, or you are being divinely guided, and how I feel like you have a lot of passion for whatever it is that's going on here, whatever you want to accomplish. I'm seeing that here. And if things have been progressing a little bit slower than what you had hoped for, I'm feeling like things are going to pick up for you with this Chariot card. There could be two things that are coming together that are going to change the course, or change, and when I say change the course, I mean kind of speed things up, okay? Or change the, what? I feel like something might happen sooner than you expected. Something might get moved up, like instead of like you thought it was out here, but all of a sudden it's like way, way closer than what you had expected. There's some sort of opportunity or something I feel is coming in for you very, very soon. Let's see what we have. The Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, this makes sense, because I feel like things were taking a while for you and now they're about to speed up. Because you see, this is all the hard work that you've done down here. And do you see how this plant is out here sprouting? So you can see all the leaves, and it's that same energy. It's like here, I feel the peacock was very, very busy doing something, and then all of a sudden the peacock is about ready to spread its feathers, and that's what we're seeing here. So yeah, I feel something's about to speed up for you. So yeah, it could be options, opportunities, new direction for some of you. The Fool card. Yeah, didn't I say something about, I felt like you took a leap of faith? And you know, it's interesting with this Fool card, you know, and taking this leap of faith, where you may have felt like it's like, I have to make this happen, right? And you may have felt like you were just on a free fall, but remember, you have the protection card and you have these two bridges here. So I feel like you've been divinely guided to pursue something, to take a leap of faith, and I feel that all of that is going to pay off for you very, very well. There's also something here, because I feel like you listened to your intuition with this whole situation, where kind of to the point where other people may have been like, you're going to do what? And you're like, no, trust me. I know I have to do this. I just have to pursue this. It's something that was in your heart, something that was guiding you, kind of like a force outside of yourself was like pulling you in one direction, guiding you to pursue something, and it's going to pay off big time for you. So yeah, this makes a lot of sense. You have the Hangman here, because remember, I was talking about if things have been slow to come together, that's about to change with the Chariot card. And then we got the Seven of Pentacles, where things are slowly but surely coming together. So I feel that's one thing the Hangman is saying here. I feel the other thing the Hangman is saying is that something happened in your life to get you to start seeing things differently, start thinking about things differently, where you said, you know what, I want to make some changes in my life. Maybe you didn't like the way your life looked, or you didn't like the direction your life was going. And so I feel like you really kind of took the time to assess things and figure out, okay, what's going on that I'm not comfortable with? What would I like to see change? And then from there, you're like, okay, well, how do I make those changes? And you started kind of evaluating things, looking at your options. And then I feel that you came up with a plan, and then you put that plan into action. So I feel like everything was very done with a lot of forethought. And because of that, that's where this victory is coming in. That's why things are falling into perfect alignment with this Peacock card. That's why you have so much protection around you, because you've been listening to your intuition. You've been following your heart. You took a risk, or you will be. Some of you haven't started this yet, and this is your sign where Spirit is saying, look, if you take this leap of faith with something that you've been thinking about, it's going to take a little while for things to come together. But yeah, things will come together for you, and at some point they're going to pick up speed, okay? tread thoughtfully. I feel like you have done that throughout this whole process, or you will be doing that throughout this whole process. And by doing that, that's why things are going to pay off for you. The Ten of Swords. Remember what I was just saying? I feel like something happened where you decided, I want more in my life. I deserve better in my life. I'm not being appreciated in my life, so I'm going to go out there into the world and I'm going to make something else happen. Okay? So that's one thing I'm getting from this card. Another thing I'm getting here is some of you have been working on this for so long and you're wondering, okay, is something going to happen with this or not? Am I going to be stuck here kind of in limbo forever where I've made something very beautiful, but nobody's noticing it, right? I've worked on something and it's just kind of sitting here on the shelf, right? Metaphorically speaking, of course. So in that case, what the Ten of Swords is telling me is that you're about to cross a line where things shift and things start to take off for you with this Chariot card here. Another thing with the Ten of Swords, okay? Something could have happened in your life where things came to an end and it was a very painful situation, a very painful process that you went through. But Spirit is showing me that you were very protected and that you were being protected from something, okay? That you are actually being divinely guided away from something into something else, especially because the protection card is number 9. And then the Ten of Swords obviously is number 10, right? So you could have been guided away from something, or something may have fallen out of your life, so that you start thinking and realizing, well, you know what? This situation really wasn't giving me what I needed. It wasn't giving me what I deserved. So you know what I'm going to do now with the Hangman? I'm going to think about what I do deserve, and I'm going to think about how to get what I deserve, okay? So if some of you went through a painful process, it was to get you thinking about where you deserve to be, okay? You have the Victory card here. Anything that you've gone through with the Ten of Swords, it wasn't meant to follow you into your victory. And for some of you, your victory would have been blocked if you would have stayed in this situation. The Magician card, exactly what I just said. Some of you would have been blocked because your energy was so off. Okay, just something about when I get deep into the energy of the Ten of Swords, the energy is off here. Okay, but this is coming to an end. So some of you may have been in a situation that was blocking your true potential, that was blocking your passion for something. And some of you, this Ten of Swords is showing that energy where you're getting frustrated because things are taking a little bit longer than you would have hoped for. However, see this line in the sand right here? You're about to cross that. And you're very protected as you wait for exactly what you deserve. Okay, now we have the Magician card. So this is showing me that there's something that you have great passion for, especially with the stimulation. Something that you worked very, very hard to accomplish. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you had to learn how to do something that you're trying to bring to life here, right? So some of you had to research things, had to, because I'm seeing like someone writing down in a notebook, like on the computer, getting information and then taking notes in a notebook, and then kind of from the notebook typing things back into the computer into like a document or something like that, and then coming up with a plan. So that's possible. Others of you learned a new skill. Others of you came up with a plan of action for the Chariot. Like, okay, well, I want to make these changes. How do I go about that? How do I get from my dream over here to the other side of my dream where it's actually happening and I have the victory here? I mean, do you see that also with these 3 cards right here? How you have the bridge here, the bridge here. So here's the bridge where it's very difficult to navigate with this bridge, right? But you make it to the other side. Then you get to this bridge where it's it looks much safer than this bridge here. But this one right here, that is when you took this leap of faith. So it was very, very scary, but you took the leap of faith anyway. With the Hangman, I feel you kind of figured certain things out along the way, but you get to the other side. And this is showing the stability of your idea compared to when you first started. So you're building something very, very strong. And then what do you have after the bridge is the victory card. I mean, it's amazing to me how your cards are lining up. Plus it's 44, okay? So with this magician card here, everything's coming together. Your ideas are coming together. You put a lot of thought into something. You practice something. You maybe revised plans here, but it's going to pay off for you. The King of Wands, what have I been saying? You have been pursuing a passion that you have. You've been pursuing these ideas that you have, something in your heart. And I feel that it has to do something about your environment where you wanted more for yourself. You feel like you deserved more, like you were worth more. And I feel like with the lion here, you became kind of this warrior spirit where it's like nothing is going to get in my way from creating this life that I know I deserve, this life that I want. And I feel that along the way, you may have come upon certain problems that you had to figure out, that you had to work through, because I keep coming back to this bridge and how unsafe it looks and how scary it looks. So at one point in time, you might have been walking very, very carefully, but then your foot slipped through one of the, the little places where there isn't, a piece of wood here. And then you had to maybe revise your plan to develop this bridge, right? But what I'm seeing is that you're working through any problems, you're working through any delays, because you have the King of Wands and the Chariot card, okay? So by thinking things through, you're coming up with this beautiful, perfect plan, and it's going to transform your environment. It's going to transform where you have been. This feeling of being very, very uncomfortable here is transforming into something quite beautiful where your dream is coming true. The Four of Wands, yes. I feel like you have a celebration coming up, and it's like a hard-won celebration. It's like, oh my gosh, I finally made it to this point, okay? Especially because this is below the Seven of Pentacles. So also things are coming together for you with the Four of Wands. You have built something that you will enjoy. And I keep getting that you're drawing attention to this, whatever it is. So it could be an idea that you have. It could be that you're looking for a new job. So you're getting attention, regarding your skills, regarding your resume. It could be that you're trying to launch a new product and you're getting attention from that. Something could go viral here. Okay, so something is happening where you're seeing tangible results for something that you've been working on. There is a celebration coming in. There could even be some kind of partnership. So with that, you could be partnering with a vendor. You could be partnering with an employer or an employee. You could be partnering with, any number of things. Let's say you're an artist. You could be partnering with an art gallery to, show your product, whatever it is. Things are coming together for you where it's coming out into like the public eye somehow, it feels like. And it might not be like the general public, but it feels like something that you were working on, kind of like we see here with the Magician card and the Hangman, something that you were thinking about. And with the Seven of Pentacles, how before everything was underneath the soil, but now you can see it sprouting. So it's like, okay, now I'm ready to present this to the public, or I'm ready to show my resume to certain people, or, I'm ready to present my artwork. Whatever it is that you have going on, things are aligning so that you get that success that you've waited for. And so with the Four of Wands, I feel like you have something coming into alignment. You're not all the way where you want to be, but you're gathering interest. You could be signing a contract. You could be doing something which is kind of like a stepping stone for you to get to exactly where you want to be. But this is nothing to like sleep on. This is something pretty significant that's happening with the Four of Wands. So yeah, it's like a great step forward. And then you have the Strength card. So a couple things I'm getting with this particular Strength card. First of all, look at the heart. Okay, so another confirmation that you're following your heart. You have a vision for something and it's starting to take shape, because here we see that this person is half human, half lion. So exactly what I've been saying, where things are starting to come together, exactly like we have the plant sprouting here. Is it a full grown plant? Not yet. Will it be? Absolutely. And why? Because you have tended to this plant. You have, taken care of it. And also because this is something that's in your heart, right? So you're not just watering it and giving it nutrients that it needs, but you're actually putting love into something. Your heart is going into this, whatever it is that you have going on here. And the other thing, remember I talked about the King of Wands, which is like a passion card. You're pursuing your passion. And the salamander here on the King's shirt shows that things are starting to transform for you. Okay. And then you have the lion here. So here the lion is starting to take shape, and here you have the full lion. So do you see what I'm saying? How there's some sort of very significant development that is happening within your life, within the situation. It's not fully developed yet, but you're getting there, okay? The Emperor, wow. So I feel that you have taken and made very, very strategic moves with whatever this is that you have going on here. And I feel like that is going to pay off for you. And I also feel like you're coming into a time regarding this situation where you're going to be more in control of the movement forward. So I feel like you've always been in control, but you needed to get to this next step in order for you to maybe feel like you're more in control, or in order for you to say, okay, look at this, I made it to this step here. So now I have leverage. Now I have bargaining power. Something like that I feel is going on here. But, it's interesting. It's so interesting, all of your cards. I mean, I could go through them all again and point out little things, but the Fool card, here you took that leap of faith. You really put so much time and effort and thought into this. The Magician is where you're actually putting something into action. The Emperor too. But with the Emperor sitting here looking, especially with the chess piece here, it's like, okay, what is my next move? So do you see what I'm saying? The Four of Wands, you're making progress. I feel this is happening very, very soon. So hang in there. Things are changing, and it's just, I just heard it's going to be life-changing for you. Wow. Okay, this is very interesting. You have the Six of Swords, but it's below the Ten of Swords, and it's below the Protection card. Look at this line of cards right here. Okay. So a couple things going on here. Like I said earlier, some of you may have been in a situation that was draining your energy, draining the life out of you. And you said, no more, I'm done. So for instance, it could have been a job that was just draining and you couldn't go in there every single day of the week anymore. You had to get out of there. And so you packed your bags. You see in the Six of Swords, she has her bags here, a little suitcase. So you packed your bags and you moved away from that. Now, the journey from leaving a particular situation and figuring out what you're going to do from there, that could have been difficult for you. Okay, especially because we have the Ten of Swords here. So this could have been a long process, a long journey that you went through, but you have the Ten of Swords. So this period of waiting, this period of figuring things out, putting in so much time and effort into this, that's all shifting, okay? Where you're going from here, there's still a lot of hard work ahead of you, but it's different because you're making such significant progress that the level of difficulty kind of shifts, where you did all that hard work on the front end, so that's done. And it just becomes a little bit easier for you. I just keep feeling like, well, you've gotten to a certain point and now people are listening to you, people are watching you, people want to see more from you, right? So some of you may have made a little bit of like a name for yourself. You've received some sort of recognition, but you're not like a household name yet, but I feel like that's coming. Okay. So that could be literal for some of you, or that could be more metaphorical, where you could be a household name within a certain community or within a certain group of people, which I guess that's the same thing as a community, but I think you get the point, right? And some of you will literally be a household name, like over the globe, because there's something pretty big that's happening here. This victory, so you have the small victory here, but the ultimate victory with the crown, this is huge. The Eight of Swords, yeah, you're no longer stuck, okay? I'm telling you, I feel like you either felt stuck where you were before, or you feel a little bit stuck now, wondering like, okay, is this gonna like be worth it? Absolutely, it's gonna be worth it. Now, what's interesting about this Eight of Swords, didn't I say something earlier about where you have leverage at this point, you have bargaining power, because the reason why you have that is because you've proven yourself, you've made a name for yourself, okay? And so that's what I'm seeing here with the Eight of Swords, where it's kind of like you no longer have to do things the way that you were told to do them. So what I'm seeing in my mind is an analogy, like kind of a metaphorical example. And for some of you, this could be literal, okay? So let's say that you are a musician and you've been working for this record label, right? And you don't like the rules. They want to change some of your songs. You feel restricted creatively, and you just can't wait to get out of this contract, okay? So you could be saying to yourself, I don't know how it's going to work out, but I need to break out of this contract. Maybe they didn't really even put in that much marketing and things for you. They weren't supporting you. You're like, some people know who I am, but I'm not where I want to be. So you end up leaving that contract and you go out on your own. You say, I'm just going to be an indie artist. I'm going to make a name for myself. I'm going to advertise on social media, whatever it is, and you're going to sell your music independently. Well, by doing that, you're breaking out of the constraints. You have freedom of expression, freedom of your creativity, and so you're no longer stuck. Okay, you see what I'm saying? So you could think about that more metaphorically with your situation, where you're making progress, you're making a name for yourself. You're the one saying what you do and don't put out creatively, what you do and don't do from this point forward. And so it's kind of like you're breaking out of the mold with something. And from that's where this victory comes from. So yeah, you have great, great, great success coming in for you. There's finances coming in with the Seven of Pentacles. Slowly but surely that's going to happen for you. And there's huge transformation coming in. So everything is coming into alignment for you. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like and subscribe. And if you ever want to book a personal reading with me, you can do that on my website, which is linked below. Thank you so much for watching.